Hi Willow, happy Tuesday. Lovely to see you again. I'm really pleased that you or some of you enjoyed the maths at the beginning of the video yesterday, so I thought I would do it again today. So 10 quick fire mental maths questions. Write them down or do them in your head or speak them out loud. You don't have to write them down. Okie dokie, today we're going to be doing multiplication of 2, 5s and 10s. Are you ready? Let me just make sure I've got my 10. Have I got 10 there? Yes, I have. Okay. 7 times 5. 5 times 9. 8 times 10. 8 times 2. 10 times 6. 5 times 10. 5 times 2. 9 times 5. 5 times 9. And 8 times 5. Lots of 5 times tables there. I suppose we were looking at multiplication of 2, 5s and 10s. So for the next 2 days we're going to be looking at sound for our science, and it's broken up into 2 parts. Part 1 is today, Tuesday. We're going to be thinking about the theory and the knowledge and learning behind sound, and tomorrow, Wednesday, part 2, we're going to be doing some sound investigations and experimenting so that you can learn even more about sound and investigate it yourself. So part 1, the theory, the knowledge, that's today. Part 2 is the fun exploring element where you get to consolidate all your learning. Okay, so to get us started, I have got some, let me show you all, maybe you can't see. I've got some Tupperware which are all the same size to try and keep it a fair test. I'm going to give them a shake and I want to see whether you can guess what is in them by listening to the sound. Okay, so this is the first one. Did you guess what it was? I'll reveal the answers in a minute. That's number 1. Number 2, can you guess what this sound is? What's in here? Number 2. Number 3. Okay, and number 4 is a bit of a wild card, but I thought, why not? Okay, should we go through the answers? So number 1 was pasta. Did you get it right? Number 2 was coffee. I'm not really a fan of coffee. I don't really drink tea or coffee. Right, number 3. Easter eggs. I'm surprised there's any left, to be honest, in my house. And the wild card, number 4. The chili. Did anyone get that? So, I'll see you for task A, where we're thinking about learning some facts about sound. Okay, so we are going to be doing our first sound facts lesson, and today we are learning to describe the structure of the human ear. So we could be looking at different animals' ears, but today our focus is on the human ear. Okay, so we're looking at inside the ear today. So first of all, to warm up, I'd like you to watch the video there if you can. Click on it and watch it. It's on the BBC Bite-Size website. Then there's this really cool app. I think it's only available on Apple devices, and I tried it on my my iPad, which is an old iPad here at home, which it didn't work on. My old iPad at my old the school I worked at before, it was a newer iPad and it was able to download on that. It is downloading onto my mobile phone, so maybe have a little play, see if you can download it. It's called Jigspace. It's really cool because it's got VR, virtual reality, and so if you go to the science section, once you've downloaded the app, you can actually get a virtual 3D ear in your house, and you can move it around, look under it, look over it, make it big, make it small. You can click through and it tells you different facts about the ear and how sound travels through the ear. So if you can download it, I would really recommend it. If you can't, then maybe that's something we can do when we're hopefully back in class together soon. I'll bring my phone and iPad in, and we can try and work it out at school. So that's your warming up task. Your main task, I've got another video for you to watch. It's really helpful because it takes you through the different parts in your ear, and it tells you about how sound actually goes into the ear and is processed by your brain. So watch that video as many times as you like, and then I'd like you to have a go at labelling the different parts of the ear. Year 4, this is your one. So you need to use these keywords here and fill them in for the different parts of your ear. And year 5, you've got a 2-parter, part 1A and part 1B. So this is your labelling. So you've got year 4s have got a little hint with the beginning letter. Year 5s, you don't have that. You do have the words down here to help you though. And then year 5s, it asks you, you've got your picture of your ear, and it asks you to split it into 3 different sections. So your outer ear, your middle ear, and your inner ear. So can you split them up? Answers are below as usual. Okay, and then if we go up, should you wish to take this further today, Mrs. Davies told me that you guys have been doing your 3ML, 3-minute learning at school, and I've put just here your username and passwords. Maybe you want to log on and see if there are different activities you can do to do with sound and to do with hearing. Okay, so that is your activity task A for today. Okay, so for task B, we are learning to describe how sound travels, and I've put there vibrations, and that is a big clue as to how sound travels. So that's one thing I want you to try and remember today. Sound travels through vibrations. Okay, so to warm up, I've got 2 videos for you to watch, both from the BBC Bite Size website, and hopefully you can get onto them really easily. So watch those 2 videos for me, please. And then your main task, I've got some questions for you to answer, all to do with how sound travels through different mediums. So I'm talking solids, liquids, and gases. Do you know what those 3 things are? Solids. Okay, so solids are things like tables, my laptop, windows, okay, things that are solid. That one's kind of, it says what it is on the tin. Liquids, well, can you think of some examples of liquids? You could have some water, juice, honey, anything that can be poured. Okay, liquid. And gas, easy one to remember, gas is air. So I'm talking to you now through the air. Air is a gas. Okay, so we've got 3 questions to answer. Number 1, can sound energy, can sound vibrations travel through solids? Yes or no? Okay, then it says, describe the difference between the sound you hear when you tap on the table with your ear against it and the sound you hear when you tap on the table when you're sitting up. Can you describe the different sounds that you can hear? Number 2, can sound, energy and vibrations pass through liquids? Yes or no? And then it says, describe the difference between the sound when you tap objects together underwater and above water. Try it out and see what happens, okay? And then number 3, can sound energy pass through gases, air? Yes or no? And then you've got some different challenges. Feel your throat and write down your observations from the following tests. So hum with your mouth open and your nose open. Hum with your mouth open and your nose closed. Hum hum with your mouth closed and your nose open. Hum with your mouth and nose closed. Have a go yourself and write down what you notice when you do that, okay? What you find out. Then for your taking it further, this is quite a challenge today. It's a little bit of a cryptic clue, so you're going to have to try and work out what this says, and it's all to do with sound. I'm not going to give you any hints or tips because the answer is below, and I think this is going to be a challenge. Or maybe it won't be. You let me know. I did it and I thought it was a bit challenging. But hopefully you'll be able to work out some of the words quite quickly and see what the sentence says. All about sound. So that is task B today, boys and girls. Watch the videos, answer the questions, do those little experiments with your throat. Okay, and I'll see you for the next task C in just a second. Hi everybody. So today we are going to be actually thinking about something a little bit different. So we've learned about the structure of the human ear already. We learned about how sound travels, and how does it travel? That's right, the sound waves, the vibrations, hit the outer ear, the ear that we can see. They go into our middle ear, don't they? And into our inner ear, and signals then go to our brain. But for some people, they have hearing loss. So our vault is to describe how hearing can be impaired. Okay, so I'm going to warm up with you first of all. What do you think hearing loss might mean? What do you think it means if you have hearing loss? Okay, and then for our main task today, some reading, because I would love you to be reading every day, and I know lots of you are, because you are there are lots of keen readers in Willow, which are great. But I'd like you to do some reading. There are 7 sections. They're quite small sections across 4 pages, so it won't take you too long. And to make this a bit more fun and exciting, get a highlighter if you can at home, or a special sparkly pen or something. And can you highlight or underline any information that's new to you or that you think is really important, key information? Okay, so that is what you're going to do for your main task. And then for your taking it further, you might have noticed that I did something a little bit different at the beginning of the video. So I did some British Sign Language. So good morning, or hello. That's actually hello. And then good morning, which was the second thing I did, is good morning. So maybe you want to try and learn some British Sign Language yourself. Maybe you know somebody who's got hearing loss, or who has a cochlear implant, or who uses sign language. And if you don't, then as you go through your lifetime, I'm sure you'll come across someone who is hearing impaired, and it would be lovely to be able to communicate with them. I'm really passionate about trying to learn these different new skills to make other people feel included and loved and valued too. So that's your task for today. Here is the stuff that you're reading just underneath. And I really hope you enjoy learning something new and thinking about other people and other people in the world who maybe are different to us. And for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and in sign language it's see you tomorrow for some fun science investigations. Bye, boys and girls.